And as well, who did they win to get the winners finals?
Would have been against Mike Liu.
Mike Liu, yes.
Mike Liu the Pikachu, who's also having a run of his own. More solid runs I've seen from him in a long, long time. But we're going to get into this first game here. It's going to be Dice. It's going to be Mike Liu. As right away, Dice is able to send, or Atmey rather, as Dice is able to send him off stage into an awkward spot.
Starting off with PS2, Rob versus Falco, a matchup that Dice knows all too well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a matter of how Atmey, how much Falco knowledge does Atmey have, and how much Falco experience does the player have to really be able to counteract a player of Dice's caliber.
Yeah, for those unaware, Dice used to be collegiate teammates with a very solid PR Rob player from his very own region, so this is a matchup that he is all too familiar with. And right away, he is showing some of that familiarity, picking up gyro, using it to his own, and up tilt back here right away is good stuff from Dice.
Excellent. A bread and butter on his bread and butter character. You've seen it time and time again. And now he's trying to get Atmey back in that Falco mix machine. All the blender, all the combos coming out right now. Just a little reset, making a lot of great use of Reflector to make sure that gyro stays away.
And I'll tell you what, that's not a machine you want to find yourself in, as Atmey right now just becomes a cog within it. 65% tacked on in the blink of an eye, but a grab is going to throw Dice off stage, and this is where things get really scary as Falco in this matchup. Dice is just able to get those fingers on the ledge and keep himself alive. Atmey was threatening her.
Yep, and now there's the Reflector on the gyro back to fighting at center stage. Like you mentioned, this is a place where Dice has to be really careful against this Rob. Nair, still fighting at center stage, going to go just outside the range of that grab and able to turn it around. Finish with a back air, and now has Rob off stage.
Yeah, Dice right now demonstrating a high level of familiarity, counterplaying some of Rob's more tricky tools, especially that Nair in that scramble situation. Dice has really been able to space his way around that, make it really tough for Atmey to find any sort of reprieve using it, and a Reflector off stage alleviates quite a bit of pressure, but Dice is still going to lose the stock. Nice snipe there from Atmey.
Doesn't look like he had an extra jump to do the jump Reflector stuff to get extra height. So has to just eat that gyro and lose the stock because of it. But you got 127 extra credit percent. But Atmey wants to make that change really quick. 68% and climbing. And the regrab, 82. Wow.
We mentioned that Falco combo machine earlier on. Atmey's got a combo machine of his own, literally a combo machine. But still, eventually, the beck and call of Falco's back air is going to take that stock.
People say that Rob was simply built for this, and, I see it.
Yeah, made in the lab. Or a factory, perhaps.
The robotic operating buddy himself was not designed for combat, but he's quite good at it.
Yeah, he is definitely quite good at it. One of the best in the game for a reason. Still scrapping very effectively, but Dice right now is doing a solid job holding onto the stock, keenly aware of the options Rob is looking for to take this one right now. Reflector used in a great time, puts on a lot more damage onto Atmey. The extra credit is just climbing by the second. Stuck on this platform as Dice is able to tack on a little bit more damage. Hold Atmey in the corner, drag down on the fair. A lot of damage. Down airs into an up tilt, another down air, reset it as Dice is on a heater right now. Up tilt, back air, cleans it up. A phenomenal sequence from the Big Bird.
He was essentially playing, was it handball, racquetball, where you just throw a ball against the wall?
Yeah, off the wall.
Yeah, he was essentially playing that, but with Rob against the floor of the stage. It was just boing, 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 bouncing him like a ball off the stage to keep that combo going. And like you said, finish with a flourish.
Yeah, he was more than ready to extend it off of that platform, being directly on that platform, waiting for an up tilt. Very good spacing, awareness of the stage, positioning, super solid stuff there from Dice. Very clean stock at the end of that first game. I will tell you what. So I'm going to run it back. Same character, same situation. The faces you know and love as that Nair is going to send off stage. Dice off to a hot start. Very similar, just off the right side. Dice looking very solid to start these games out. His game plan is looking like a lot to deal with.
Yeah, it's a tough one to deal with on a body as big as Rob, especially with all these multi-hits. Like, if you're just stuck in hit stun, there's really not much you can do. Your roll can only get you so far, and you don't really have the necessary get-off-me tools that a lot of other characters may have. Still, you just got to be able to create that space, push that pressure, and just sort of reset at this point, because at 109 to 18, your stock's already gone, son!
It is gone indeed, as Falco is just so well equipped to deal with a lot of Rob's tools. That frame 1 Reflector is really proving difficult for Atmey. It makes neutral harder, it makes edge guarding harder, the combos, everyone talks about how big of a body Rob is, but Falco more well equipped than almost anybody else to really punish Rob for the size that he possesses.
We've been making jokes about it for how many years now? Big body, combo food, Mad Libs. You add.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a joke right now.
No, exactly. We all say it as a joke, but because there's so much truth to it.
Yeah.
That it's just the fact of the matter. It's a big character when, especially when you compare it to Falco.
And those jokes are derived from truth. And right now, Dice is looking like the truth. It's just not a single falsehood in these combos. Everything is true. Everything's connecting. A lot of damage, and Atmey looking for any way that he can take this stock. Dice has just looked so good, so elusive at avoiding these stocks. Opts for the back throw off stage, because typically that's exactly what you want Falco, but Dice is so far, for the most part, doing a very solid job cutting through those offstage options. And again, sends him up, sends him back.
And what we continue to see from Atmey is a struggle to deal with Dice's reflector. They're always either sending out big laser, but finally going to get a stock there with a down throw up air. But they're always either throwing out laser or gyro, trying to set it right at ledge. But Dice has the answer with reflector to send it back, and also really mitigate gyro so that way he can use it as a tool. Speaking of his tools, he's making a lot of work with them.
Yeah, Atmey's kind of been sitting in the autopilot zone of sending someone off stage and going for your flow charts with gyros and lasers and stuff. But against Falco, especially if Falco's above the stage, you can always just reflect that and send it right back at you. So Atmey's going to need to look to switch up timings or maybe the entire option if he's going to want more success off stage. Oof. Consistency from Dice.
And just like that, down tilt back air at ledge is enough to put him up 2-0. And what seemed like an incredible run from Atmey could be over just as soon as it could hit a massive brick wall in the mass in face of Dice.
Could definitely be over in the blink of an eye. And Dice is a moving fortress in this set. He's just always pushing inwards, kind of looking for Atmey to kind of garner some respect. Make Atmey think twice, or make Dice rather think twice about holding in. So far, Atmey hasn't really been able to do much in the way of that.
No. Been very much an uphill battle for Atmey from the beginning, and the mountain just keeps getting bigger as now Dice holds a 2-game lead. You're asking Atmey for perfection down the stretch here. Do they have it in them?
Yeah, perfection is just about what you're going to need with the way Dice is playing, especially around those kill percents. It's just been so elusive and so tough to put a big hurt on, but down tilts and fairs galore are going to be tough for Dice to deal with here.
Keeping it simple. Fast moves, keep your opponents in hit stun, while not allowing them to really get much of anything started. While Dice has a lot more get-off-me tools at his disposal, certainly Atmey doing a great job of it.
Hey, Dice wanted that dry down on the platform, and that could have been real threatening. Now the landing there just kind of makes some space for Atmey, and Dice has been doing a really good job giving that space, but still threatening. As that spot dodge was a scary option from Atmey, Dice couldn't quite pull the trigger on a punish.
Another thing to notice as the set develops is watch how players of the upper caliber in this top 4 utilize slower movement. Like we're starting to see Dice just simply walk back and forth, and that's allowing him to get things like these up tilt back airs where you may not in other cases. It's just the little spacings can be the biggest differences.
Yeah, that's something that's often so underlooked, but just slightly wiggling yourself back and forth makes a world of difference, especially in those up-close situations against Rob. Because if you fully dash back to avoid a down tilt, then you can't punish it anymore. You're not even close. But if you just walk back slightly and then kind of preemptively get yourself up there, you can find yourself with a 58% combo like we just saw from Dice, still tacking on more damage. The air dodge is going to get Atmey out of harm's way, but only for a moment. Still stuck in the corner. The Nair offers a bit longer of a reprieve.
And now rolling back to center stage, a nice little air dodge in. Up tilt back air, but at 87%, not enough to actually take the stock just yet. But he's doing Dice doing an amazing job of just keeping Atmey at bay, making him use as much fuel as possible until you get back on stage for the Classico once again. Another up tilt back air to give himself a 3-stock-to-1 lead in game number 3.
Yep, just smothering dominance so far from Dice. All over him, off stage, on stage. In the moment you find yourself back to the ledge after Dice chased you, he's got you with the up tilt. Great coverage, and again, the survivability has been really tough for Atmey to deal with. Dice living to 170%, but Nair still not going to do the trick.
It's been a lot of just pure textbook play from Dice, having so much experience in the matchup. He really just knows everything you're trying to do, so now it allows him to do things like survive at 215%. Yeah, but not for very long.
Yeah, not long, but getting all the way up there is a feat just to begin with. And now up air forward air is going to tack on even more damage. Off stage is Atmey, and Dice's corner pressure has been nothing short of beautiful so far in this set.
Yeah, and I don't think a player of Dice's caliber probably just spends at least a couple hours practicing things like parrying gyro from lazy angles. So from all of these cases, it's really going to be tough to just cover your landing for the projectile, as he's going to get another up tilt back air and send himself to grand finals in the blink of an eye.
Just as the moon follows the sun, the back air follows the up tilt.
The up tilt.
Dice was able to connect on it every single time. Super high consistency, taking stocks very early on, and I like seeing that from the